All right, so I'm going to be adding a lowering kit to my suspension. I'm going to try to lower the bike just 1 inch right now. I use a tape measure from the floor to the center of the rear fender. It is at 13.5 inches in height. Ideally, if I can get to 12.5 or just slightly under, that would be pretty good because I'm 5'8" and I'm tiptoeing when on the bike in tennis shoes, which is what I mostly wear, but obviously when I wear boots, it's a little bit better. But for the most part, I'd be more comfortable in tennis shoes and being able to flat foot the ground. So I'm gonna use a cheap kit that I got from Amazon. I saw some pretty good reviews on, so we'll see how it turns out. All right, so here goes the little link we got from Amazon. So simply gonna remove this bolt, put that in place. Then I'm gonna drop it down. I'm gonna reconnect that bolt into the first hole, which is supposed to be 1 inch drop. This one's a 2 inch drop if you go to the hole in the back. But from all the reviews and everything that I read, that is just a little too low, that it becomes a very rough ride, and you just don't have as much ground clearance. So, you know, when you're making the sharp turns and so on. So I'm just gonna go with the 1 inch, see how that feels. We'll take it from there. At some point, I'm simply gonna replace the air shocks with just plain regular shocks that are lower anyways, and I'm gonna take these back off. So these are just temporary, just to get me lower to the ground for now, until I get around to doing that. They were only a couple bucks on Amazon, like $15 or something like that. So anyways, I'll show the end result, and I'll remeasure what it is, its clearance at that point. All right, so there it goes. Little lowering link. I'm gonna put the shock on the first hole. I don't have a motorcycle jack, so I use the regular floor jack, and I put it on that side of the frame right there, and just, you know, gently put it up to where there was no tension on the bolt. So it just, you know, came in and out, took that out. This side was super easy. There was no tension on that at all. Obviously, it's way easier if you have a motorcycle jack. I need to get one. So I leaned it to the side over here, and then just put the floor jack under it because you don't really need to jack it up. I just leaned it, and obviously I was very careful. I was, you know, holding on to this, making sure it doesn't tip over or anything like that. And I just simply took off this side entirely, took the whole shock off, put the link on first, put the shock to the link, and then obviously the bike is sitting down here, shock's up here. So I simply just grabbed onto this and had the bolt ready, lifted the bike up by hand to where there was no tension, and I just was able to hand thread it in there all the way while holding the bike here, keeping the weight off the bolt until it was all the way in. Then I got the wrench and tightened it up. Turned out well, pretty easy, fairly easy. Obviously, if you're able to lift the rear end of the bike, you know, I wouldn't recommend it. I just wasn't thinking, I don't have a motorcycle jack. Anyways, it's still doable. So the end result was 12 inches and 3/4. So it didn't really drop it a full inch. It was more like 3/4 of an inch, but I'm gonna give it a test ride, put everything back together and give it a test ride and see what it's like. All right, so I just got back from the ride, test riding it after lowering it, and yeah, did awesome. It's much better, even though it's only 3/4 of an inch. It does make a difference, you know, more comfortable with my feet. Not completely flat, but good enough. I'm not gonna go to the 2 inch lowering, as everybody has said on various forums and reviews, that it just makes the ride rougher, and obviously sharp cornering, you know, you just can't get as low. So I don't feel like going through all that. Like I said, it's only temporary anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and get some shocks and that are simply lower either way. Yeah, so anyways, just a little lowering link from Amazon, like 15 bucks. Definitely worth it. I don't know if I would do it long term, but yeah, definitely worth it.